Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saki here, and welcome back to another episode of Europa Universalis, and we kick it off with England fabricating a claim on Somerset, and Aragon's improved relations have topped off. So, that means that we have reached 100 improved relations, and we can keep him there. He's at 192, so we could maybe offer him vassalization, but we can see the British economic base compared to Aragonese. So Aragon is pretty strong, and they don't think that we are that tough. Distance between the borders is a really big thing, and British military power compared to Aragon is not that good. So we can recall him. We're not going to need him to improve relations anymore, and it'll take him 12 days to get from his capital down here in Tarragona all the way back up here to our capital. So we will wait for him to come back, and then we'll see who we can talk nice to. We still have our spy in England, and we are still working on Scotland to get them up to 190. As we can see, they're at 181, and when they get to 190 and it gets 1457, we can start the annexation process, which will tie up a diplomat for the length of the annexation. So, who else do we want to talk to? We can talk to our friends here, make sure they like us, and it looks to be like our buddies, if we remember, Hungary, Aragon, and Leon. So Leon is at 172, Hungary is at 136. Wouldn't be a bad idea to improve relations with Hungary. So we will send a diplomat to continue to do that. We are continuing to battle the rebel factions, and the English separatists are at 60%, but the chance of them improving is not high due to the 0.5 in Sussex, Coventry, Chester, and Leicestershire, and 10% Welsh separatists due to Montgomery. Now, they're higher probability raising up in Montgomery, but that's fine. It's sort of protected by this fort. We can get our armies together to quell that rebellion, and if we want to see how many troops they would be bringing, we can manage our overextension and see that if the Welsh separatists were to fire, they would bring 8k to Montgomery. So just a quick gather here, smashy smash, and that would be fine. Regrettably, we have lost the trade dispute casus belli against Aquitaine. So Aquitaine was embargoing us, and we were not their rivals, so that is costly. Speaking of which, we could see if we are embargoing our rivals. If we take a look at our government here, we can see that our rivals are France, Denmark, and that's it. So we can go to France and see if we are indeed embargoing them. We'll see remove embargo if we're not. So we are embargoing them, and we are also embargoing Denmark. All right, Denmark, there you are, and revoke embargo. So indeed, we are embargoing our rivals. That is power projection here, and you can see that when we get to the breakpoint of 50 power projection, we will get a bonus point in each category per month, which is pretty powerful indeed. Once we get up to 35 spy network construction, we can get our next claim on England, which looks to be next month. 1.46 each month. There we go, 35.92. We can fabricate our next claim. So we got Carmarthen and the Isle of Man. So the Isle of Man is 3, Carmarthen is 3, and I think I want to take Man in War, so, Man o' War, so this doesn't become a problem anymore. So we will diplomacy, fabricate the claim on Man, boom. So we've claimed Man. So we do have claims on provinces we don't own, Devon, Dorset, and Man from England. So if we look at Devon as a county, we can see that our claim expires in 75. At Dorset, it expires in 77. And now Man's will expire in 78. So Devon is where we want to march first. And if we look at our truce, 1465. So we're about 12 years away from our next war with England. And we'll be able to take all of those claims then and possibly get that last claim on Carmarthen and not claim any need any diplo points to take all of this stuff in battle. Let's go ahead and take a look at England and see who their alliances are. They're only allied with Holland, so we only have to worry about sieging them down in the next war to get 100 war score. And the nobility still recalled days when king was just the first among many. So that's everywhere. Monthly autonomy change plus 0.05, or we can lose a stability. So we think about stability, and what does that do for us? We're at 0. If we were to drop stability, we would need to spend 90 admin points to boost it back up. So the question is, do we want to lose 90 admin points? How close are we on tech? We are right there. We can start to build churches, which is very good money makers. For the time being, I think we will do accept demands and get the autonomy change for 10 years, 0.05. Because I want this next tech. Once we can build churches, we can place it in our highest development provinces and get money back very, very quickly. So that's what we're going to be working on. Our last claim on England is going to be 40 spy network strength, so that's what we'll be working on. And Scotland's there at 200. We could pull our diplomat back if we wanted to send him somewhere. The annexation can't happen for 3 more years, so I think we do pull back that diplomat, and we send him to Leon to improve relations as well. We want to keep our allies nice and tight, and we can only go up 3 more for him, so that'll be a pretty quick turnaround as well. Rebel factions are ticking off, so it looks like the revolt in the English holdings are simmering down a bit. Let's take a look and see at their unrest. So it is a true neutral 0. All right, recall that diplomat if you please. He will come back. And let's see here. Can we make France like us? Probably not, since we are rivals. But if we go to war with France, who are their enemies? Denmark and Aquitaine. So we picked a good friend in Aquitaine. Although they have rivaled us. We can sort of curb that. Maybe we won't be a valid rival. I kind of want to improve our relations with him. That way he doesn't try to declare war on, like, maybe our ally. Or something like that. It's just sort of some forward thinking, not too bad. Now we can do tech. We will purchase the temples for 592. We got that before the institution penalty hit 5% because we got that 5% reduction. Once this gets above 5%, we will sort of be losing points. You know, the higher this goes. Where is the institution, by the by? So it's made its way across into Iberia, and it's in our buddy's land, or at least it is growing. If we look at its institution, it only grows at 0.06 per month, and it's present in the next 130 years. So right now the spread is not too good for our allies. So if we were to move the friendly troops off of these counties, the rebel faction would tick up for sure. If we have anybody with negative unrest, we could probably pull 4K off of this one. And that is a really unbalanced unit. Let's pull 4K off of this unit, shall we? And we'll get them over to Montgomery to sort of curb them, so they don't go up too awful fast. All right, we'll speed 4 here. Let the days tick by. All right, France has declared war on England for the reconquest casus belli. So England is now at war. If we were to look at their diplomacy screen, it is the French reconquest of continent. So France is taking back this piece of land right here. It's already fallen. England is going to be in a bad way. Lithuania, the Peasants' War. All right, sounds good. So Lithuania is going through a bit of a Peasants' War. France is going through a bit of an English war. And if they do take that off of English hands, that means our war with England will be much faster. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, just snipe them. And we might be able to make an English vassal out of them and integrate them slower. They can swear allegiance to us. You know, it would be a good time. Wouldn't be bad if we have the relationship slot for it, but we don't. So we could probably just annex them outright. Probably wouldn't hurt too awful much. We have the overextension to spend. We are at 0 overextension, so that is fine. 1.5 in Montgomery now. How is Sussex? Is it? Yeah, negative 0.5. We want to sort of keep it under control here. We could probably pull a few troops off of that. Yeah, let's go ahead and split this army in half and get them over here to Montgomery as well. A request for military access from England. Ha 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 ha. You're too funny. All right, province improvements. This is our churches. A local tax modifier goes up by 40%. And we can see if we built it in London, that would be extremely powerful. And probably Hampshire wouldn't be too bad either. So we will go ahead and build those 2 churches. Oh, is France? France sent a skeleton crew to take out those guys in Dorset. Now they're going to siege them down. They're going to do some devastation. England will not be in a good state whenever we declare war on them in 65. I mean, their devastation might right itself, but we'll see. One good thing about it, France will have a truce with England after this for probably 10 years. A great advisor has died, so we need to hire another military leader. Probably the level 1 guy is all we can afford. Well, we could go level 2, but you know, that's an offset cost. National manpower plus 10% should be fine. We just want our extra military point here. And it kind of sucks that we are suffering now a greater penalty from institutions as the neighbor bonus. But the military tech is a very powerful technology. We see the shock goes up for both infantry and cav. The combat width goes up by 2. The supply limit increases so we can hold more men in provinces, and we get a brand new infantry. So we definitely will not pass up the military tech. Corruption. So we lose a stability or we gain a corruption. Corruption boils down to money. If we spend out all of our money to root out corruption, it will go away. And I do not want to lose stability. So we will gain the corruption. We will root out the corruption as best we can. And you can see that is quite a hit into our coffers. But once we can get that below 1, this cost will go down per month. But we will definitely watch it. All right, Aquitaine, we will recall. We've caught France spying on us, and that's no bueno. All right, still rooting out that corruption, currently at 0.5. So we're already, you know, ate through half our corruption, and we'll scale back our money next month. So France has definitely made a claim on us, and we can go to war against France, but I don't think I want to. All right, so let's lower this down to the point where we're still making money, but still rooting out corruption. We don't want to go in debt and take out a loan for corruption, but it will whittle away on its own. Still making positive income, and poor England has run away like crazy. All right, diplomat, what do you want to do? France is our rival, and it probably wouldn't be worth anything sending a diplomat over there. They desire all of our Brittany holdings for sure. Speaking of Brittany, let's improve relations with you. Yes, indeed. We are losing some relationship build. So we'll confirm that. Send them over to Brittany. And I believe we have enough spy network strength to fabricate our last claim on England. There we go. So what we can do is keep our diplomat in England to build that spy network strength to help out our siege ability once we do go to war. And that will be in 65, so 9 years from now. The years are ticking by at speed 4 for sure. And I believe, yes indeed, we are almost ready to start annexing Scotland. So we're going to recall the diplomat from Hungary and get them ready. 16 June. All right, a diplomat from Burgundy has been building a spy network. Interesting. So Burgundy over here has been trying to spy on us. Interesting indeed. All right, improve relations at 110. Let's go ahead and keep them topped off, ready to vassalize. All right, so our unrest has gone away. We are no longer facing the possibility of rebels. The separatism is ticking down per year. Now, once this unrest goes down to a comfortable point, we can lower the autonomy. It increases unrest, but it increases the production and taxes that we get from them, which is pretty powerful stuff. When can we work on annexing you? 1458. So we'll have 2 diplomats tied up in the annexation process, so that will leave 1 free for war. Royal marriage from Hungary we will accept from our ally. How is our... All right, so a 25-year-old strong inheritance, so no pretender war or anything such as that. The Cardinal. He has aided us well. We get the Cardinal in administration for lowered stability costs, higher missionary strength, yearly papal influence, and lowered tolerance of heretics. We're not dealing with heretics, so that's pretty powerful just for the stability cost alone, because we are at a deficit now on Tech 4. So we can spend some extra admin points to bump our stability, or we gain 10 prestige, which goes into our morale of armies like directly. So we go from 7.3 morale to 8.3 morale, but that would decay at 2 a year. I think for the sheer stability cost alone and the good things that that can get us, we will take that. We will wait for the monthly tick, and then we will boost our stability. So now we're at 1 stability. We get more global trade power, foreign spy detection, lowers the unrest by 1, more taxes, more missionary strength, lowered corruption, and increased institution spread. And I believe we've taken care of all of that corruption. We have indeed. So we're back to making 6.4 a month. And how are things here on the Scottish front? All right, no diplomats to send. So we'll go ahead and pull you back from Scotland and start the annexation process. All right, so it is going to tick up, working to annex. And we are in the process of annexing, and we see the progress right there. So May 1459, all of Scottish lands will be in our court. Now, what we could do is, once we vassalize or annex Scotland as a whole, Brittany will not be so keen on us because we've annexed a vassal. If you wanted to time it to where you could send a diplomat to both places and they end on the same day, then neither one of them will be upset that you annex the other because it happened on the same day. But I kind of want these lands. I kind of want these troops. Speaking of which, we could probably fund a little bit more of an army, shouldn't we? 48 out of 75. So yes, indeed, we can work on our armies here. Let's see. So we've got 3 and 9. Actually, let's take a look at the ledger. Let's do this the quick way. Go military, armies, and go country, and go Great Britain, and see how many we're packing of each. 48,000. So 35 and 13. We kind of want this divided by Because if we have 35,000 and 13,000 cavalry, I think we need one more cav for sure. And then that way we can have 7 different armies running around. So that probably wouldn't be bad. Let's go ahead and focus on building a cavalry. So we will recruit a regiment cavalry for 16 gold. And then we can work on just your regular old infantry with the builder here. So land units, the medieval infantry. And why not? Let's just go nuts. There we go. So we should have plenty of troops coming out of the works. Now, building regiments will stop province improvements and coring until the regiment is done. Oh, you spy network. You spied fools. All right, so all of the armies are coming together. A saint performs a miracle. All right, so we gain a stability and Catholicism gets 0.5 reform desire. Now, what that means is on our religion tab, we can see the papal influence and the reform desire of Protestantism and, shoot, what is the other one? Reform. So once this gets to 100, the Protestant Reformation will kick in, and there will be a sect of Protestantism and a sect of Reform that starts to form. Since we're not doing that many papal relations here, we can boost the reform desire of Protestantism at the gaining of stability. So essentially, that is, if we wanted to break it down, 135 admin points for free. So we will do that. Now stability 2, more global trade power, better detection, better unrest. You know, overall things are looking good. And that's what we like to see. So how about Brittany? No diplomats to send, so we will bring you back from Brittany and annex the vassal. So our guy will work on vassalizing Brittany. So April 1459, May 1459. So there's only going to be 1 month that these things are, that these countries are sort of off, which is fine. We should be able to complete the vassalization for the 1 month at the penalty. That shouldn't set us back too awful much. Looking at the institution spread now, we're down 8%, and that 5% neighbor bonus, though, should be fairly nice. So we will definitely try to take tech as soon as we can to avoid the biggest penalty in institutions because we need that shock. So France won their war. They took continent, and we still have claims on continent, and this is where these cores will expire. If we don't press against France, our claim will go away in 75, and they might like us a little bit more, but they are our rivals. So we're focusing on England for now. Then we can focus on France and sort of hitting them where it hurts with the benefit of Aragon and Leon. Now, while those are annexing, we can't pull the diplomats off of them, but they are integrating fairly quickly. So our spy network strength is going up. Our truce will expire in 65, so we're 6 years away now from going to war with England. We have 57,000 manpower and 59 out of the 75. We can build another church in Lincolnshire. Sounds good. I want to get these 0.2 holdings built as soon as I can. That way they can start paying for themselves better. Integration is a slow process, so that's diplomatic reputation -3 annex subjects. But I believe, yes indeed, so Brittany is ours and Scotland is now ours. We gained some prestige and we have taken over these lands. They are now ours. But now we have some culture differences. We can take a look at our culture. And if you remember the last episode, this pained me to no end. It was the government, right? So we have 2 out of 2 promoted cultures. Breton is getting up there, but Scottish is only 5%, so that's not bad. One thing that we do have is we now have 4 new transports and 8 new light ships. So, of course, we are going to tell them to join their brothers and protect trade in the North Sea. And those other 4 transports can just join up over here. Should be fine. And now our force limit also grows because we inherited all of the other troops. So indeed, we are at 72 of 74 on the force limit. And that should go pretty well for things like relative strength of the alliance. All right, so we have 2 free diplomats here. What are we going to do? Let's work on Aragon. The improved relations are going away, so we want to top them off. How about Leon? Indeed, they are going away. We'll top them off. And yeah, we're just going to focus on England. Is the unrest low enough that I can pull these troops off? I believe so. So let's go ahead and start getting some doom stacks down here, shall we? We only need 2,000 troops down here, I believe. Let's take a look at the fort level map mode. So yes, indeed, Devon is their capital fort, and they have no forts anywhere else. So that sits just fine with me. We can take just 2 troops, leave them here. Select this unit and get them down to Somerset. We'll take these 2 troops and move them into Hampshire. And once they are all set, we'll form them up. Like so. And we could probably get some cav up in this piece, so let's find our cavalry that we're going to use to smash England. So there's a cav there, and we've got 9 cav there. So we need 6 cav then. And we'll send them down to Somerset. Now, the rest of these guys, we could just sort of hang back. We would have the ideal engagement here with the 4 troops, plus we would have plenty of troops to reinforce. So there's 7 and 7. So those 4,000 troops are just infantry. He has no cavalry. So that is pretty outstanding. They can't flank anything. He's got a decent leader, though. Let's go ahead and put our 1-1 in charge. So that stack is ready to go. This stack is ready to go. And then I think the rest of these stacks, what's the supply limit here? Yeah, 36. So let's go ahead then and get everyone in London. Just to sort of hold the line, you know. Be ready to respond at a moment's notice. Allowance from Friesland. Sorry, we are at our limit. So these 7K should be ready to go to the Isle of Man. Let's go ahead and dock them up there so we can poke out real quick, fast, and in a hurry with this 7 stack. All right, prospering times, indeed. So we gain 25 admin points no matter what. And Rene gets one of either the base tax, the base manpower, or the base production. And that sounds French. Yes, indeed, it is Brittany. So they're a 444. They give us 11 on taxes. It's a pretty decent trade good. So I believe we're fine on manpower. We're at maximum manpower, maximum force limit. We don't need more manpower. Production goods, base production would not be bad. We make more in taxes, so base tax, urban infrastructure. So that'll increase our income just a bit. All right, and this 40 stack is starting to suffer. We'll go ahead and split them in half. Move to Oxford. You can hold 20. Yeah, they can just barely hold 20. So there we go. Transports are ready to roll. We've got 2 ready to march to Carmarthen. I don't believe their navy is going to be any big threat. Truce is up in 65. So we're coming up on just 5 years of peace here. We could get greedy and drop the wages of the troops, because we are paying a hefty sum for maintenance. So if we dropped it, we could go to 8.74, And we know England isn't going to attack, and we do have enough time to get these troops stood up if France decides to feel froggy. But just in case, I'll move this guy back. All right, so we're sort of going to penny pinch here for the next few years, make 8 ducats a month, build our coffers here. An alliance from Norway. Sorry, good sir. We have enough alliances as it is. All right, how is our diplomats going? They're working well. And what is this? 19 supply limit. All right. You want to be difficult? Y'all get over to... No, don't march through Essex. That's going to suck. The winter months has sort of caught us off guard. But we made it before the end of the month. We do need to go full maintenance, though, to reinforce them. So we'll do that for a month. All right, trade efficiency. Nice. Yes, I know. We'll recall Leon, and indeed we have fulfilled a mission to create a grand fleet? No. Ah, the high income. So we needed to get 31.96. So that is construction time and construction cost reduction. That'll be good for our temples. We'll go ahead and take that. Boom. Now build buildings. Have 5 churches and 5 workshops. That sounds like a worthwhile investment indeed. All right, now that we're reinforced, we can go back down to no maintenance. Novgorod. For the time being, I know it is sort of not good, but we will try to improve on France. And let's go ahead and improve relations with Burgundy. Why not? If he's going to start claiming our stuff, we can sort of make him like us a little bit better. How's the tech looking? So we're almost ready to take tech 4 in everything. We're at a 10% loss in institution spread, though. It really hurts having it down here. But for our next war, I feel it is going to be very important to have that. Plus, we want to sort of open up the next idea group. So if we can't spend points in our tech, we have ideas to spend it on that is not affected by institutions. So that would be a more worthwhile cost for our money. All right, we can build. So this will be our 4th church, I believe. We have 3 churches built. Let's go and build one in Somerset. And then once we get enough money, we'll build another one. And that should be fine. Then we can work on workshops for our missions here. Now the workshops, if we were to look at the build menu and we were to look at the workshop, that's a marketplace. There's a workshop. So we've got London, Lincolnshire, Armor, and Essex that are pretty good. Then we can go Hampshire, Kent, or Glamorgan. That should be fine. We're making a lot of cloth, for sure. But we're also making a lot of money, 9.6, and just a scant few years away from the war on England. Probably in January 65, we'll increase our maintenance and stop all of our building production. But in this time of peace, we're sitting at stability 2. We are helping curb some people that might want to jump on us. We're making some decent income here. And then we can think about what idea to pursue. And I think for this land that we are sitting on, the colonial ideas or the exploration ideas that gives us a colonist wouldn't be bad. Or expansion that gives us a colonist, a merchant, and settlers, recruitment time, diplo rep, you know, all the good stuff. So expansion wouldn't be bad. Either way, it gets us a colonist for the first choice. And that's what we need to get this uncolonized land here. And then ultimately over to the New World, which is what I would like to do for sure. All right, we can take all 3 techs, and I think we shall. We're paying a stiff penalty for doing it, but this will allow us to upgrade our infantry. It will allow us to get the Let's see, the men-at-arms, defensive shock versus offensive shock. I kind of like offensive shock, and I like offensive morale. So we'll go Gallagher infantry. We can now choose our idea. Can fabricate claims in overseas colonial regions is powerful. Once we finish up this entire idea group, that gets us 2 colonists to work 2 colonies at once, and gets us claims on the natives. Or if we finish this one up, state maintenance goes down. So if we look at our costs in our economy tab, you know, state maintenance, 3.41. We're not spending a whole lot in state maintenance. So the finisher wouldn't be too bad to do exploration ideas. The Conquistador will allow us to walk in Terra Incognita, which is basically this stuff. But we also need an explorer in order to do the water-based Terra Incognita. I kind of want to get, you know, this land done. That's a 7 development province, not claimed by anybody, a 5 development province. So colonial or something with a colonist looks to be the way to go. And I think expansion would be good because then we could get the additional merchant and try to steer trade into the English Channel to get us more money that we collect up here. I think we'll do that. So now what we need is we need 400 admin points to unlock this colonist. Then we could send them down over here to the highest base tax and get them going. Yes, I know we have claims. We have buildings, though. And this should be our last church to build. And it will be in our moor. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, all set. And I think that should be a pretty good stopping place here, ladies and gentlemen. In the next episode, we will definitely go to war with England and see if we can snipe all of these last few counties from him, integrate them into Great Britain proper, and then we can turn our focus down south to the much more powerful enemy of France. Let's take a look at his allies. He has allied with Ferrara, Pisa, and Spoleto. And Pisa, down here, is this massive guy. We sort of want Pisa to become involved in a lot of land wars. There should be a stable government. Lose 50 admin or 10 prestige. We're going to need the prestige for the war, and we just bought our tech. So even though we're working on an admin tech group, we will do administrative power. We'll accept the demands. You can go negative, and now we're back positive. And province improvement. So we need the workshop, and we need admin tech 6, unfortunately. So we are at a massive penalty because we are sort of ahead of time, and the institution spread is going to kill us. So definitely our admin points are going to be funneled into these ideas until we can get a hold of the institution. That should be fine. All right, we'll recall that diplomat and call it good here, ladies and gentlemen. Until we get tech up, we might as well spend our money on more. Let's see, the marketplace. Is it marketplace? Was that the thing? Workshops. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we can't do workshops until we're at the next tech level. So we can work on marketplaces for now if there's any good marketplaces with trade value. And York is definitely good, and Co is definitely good. The rest of them, meh. So we'll build one in York. That should be fine. And that is going to do it for me in this episode of Europa Universalis, ladies and gentlemen. So a period of peace, getting ourselves up to the force limit, integrating our vassals here, which also opened up some diplomatic slots. Yeah, we're at 3 of 5. We can hold a few more alliances. So someone like Burgundy might not be too bad. Oh, they are a vassal under France. And they're annexing them. So Burgundy will not be a thing for long. And we can't offer an alliance with Aquitaine because they have declared us rivals. Hungary is already our friend. I mean, how about Norway? They'll go ahead and accept an alliance now. They're on military tech 5 with us. They are rival to Austria, Brandenburg, and Pomerania. So if we look to see who hates France, Denmark does and Aquitaine does, but Denmark and Aquitaine are our rivals. So they would be more than willing to come to our aid against France, but they're not going to. Interesting indeed. So we've got Leon, we've got Aragon. We need to find a buddy. We need someone else in here. Norway is getting sieged out by rebels, Waldesian heretics. But I mean, he's pretty big. And we really could use the extra slot, I think. Let's go ahead then and improve relations with Norway. We'll actually offer the alliance. They will take it wholeheartedly. All right, then we'll get a royal marriage here. There we go, royal marriage there. And then we'll just improve relations here on the 26th of August. Make sure that they are extremely happy and would come to our aid in such affairs. All right, we are all set, ladies and gentlemen. I know I said that before, but that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next Europa Universalis video. Take care.